What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hard Copy Media Podcast. Today, I've got a very special guest and somebody who's become a pretty good friend of mine over the last couple of years, David Navarrete. He is the founder, owner, chief hooligan in charge of Moneta Design.
Moneta Design.
Moneta Design. Apologies. We were just talking about this just before rolling that I was going to fuck up the name of his company because I read it as something in Spanish on Instagram and it's not at all that. So
yeah. No, it's a common mistake. Everyone thinks it's Spanish or my last name.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people think Moneta is like, some people say
like address emails to you is
yeah,
like
David
Moneta.
This is David Moneta. And then now my family, close members say, "Oh, Mr. Moneta." That's like a running
it's like
joke.
Become a running gag.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's funny.
Even to my wife, it's like, "Oh, Miss Moneta, Mrs. Moneta." It's like,
oh no!
Yeah. But
is that how you always know it's a spam or like a cold call?
Yes.
Like because people that know you would like
they know it's
or like
Navarrete.
a referral or something.
But it's like, "Hi, Mr. Moneta, we reaching you because Google something." Yeah.
Okay. I actually I didn't know that design was part of the company name. So tell both myself and anybody watching or listening, like how did you end up here? What is your story, sir?
Yeah, I'll start with the name because I know a lot of people always wonder. No, it's not a family thing. It's not a name that exists anywhere in my past. When I was trying to figure out what to name my business, I took a game plan from Nike.
Okay.
So Nike is like the god of speed or athleticism, something like that.
Yeah, boy, my Greek mythology is
something like that.
A little rusty, but yeah, the Nike is a god.
It's a god.
I think it's a goddess, actually.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, that's so cool. Like now, when you think of Nike, you just think of the brand of the shoes, right?
Yeah.
You don't think of so they've kind of branded that name as to them. So I wanted something that I could kind of rebrand, give it meaning. And so I started looking at like, okay, cameras, what do cameras do? What do I actually do?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought we're in the business of making memories.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
We capture memories. So I started looking up what is a god of memories and popped up on Google, Moneta. So Moneta is the mother of the muses.
Okay.
Muses are the goddess of inspiration, all that stuff. So the mother of the muses is the goddess of memories. So, okay, I got my name. And I didn't know if I was going to take my business into photography, video, or graphic design or anything.
Okay.
So I was like, I don't want to say Moneta Films or Moneta Productions.
Yeah.
And just to play off of the Roman goddess of memories, Moneta, I looked up Decine, and I thought I made a mistake back then, but Decina is Romanian, not Rome. No one really knows that.
Wrong Roman Empire.
Yes. I kept it though because it sounded like design. It's spelled in Romanian, but I thought it was Rome. And yeah, that's how Moneta Design came about.
Okay, damn, that's a great story.
Yeah,
you put a lot of thought into that. That wasn't just like, you weren't like Childish Gambino using like the rap name generator, like.
Which that's a cool name too.
I mean, yeah.
It is really cool.
Donald Glover, Childish Gambino. Yeah. Shout out if you're watching. I don't know why you would be, but yeah, you freaking rock, dude.
He might be.
You might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we're that big now. God, I wish. All right, sweet. And so then you said just now that like you weren't sure what you were going to do yet, like design, photography, video. Mm-hmm. So this is something I was just talking, with someone else about. Is like we all had that moment where it's like I picked up a camera and I never looked back.
Yeah.
So like walk me through like how did you, now that you've got that sick ass name, that I definitely didn't fuck up the start of the show.
You were, honestly, you were spot on. I didn't think.
How did we end up here now? Doing all the dope stuff that you do, like what was your journey to finding filmmaking? Because I know the degree that you have has been a prop on some stuff I've been on, and I know it's not a film degree.
yeah. I got my degree in biology, and I wanted to be a neurosurgeon. That's what I wanted to be.
Jeez.
So in high school, I thought I was going to join the military like my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I had some health issues and I needed surgery on my back and all this stuff. And so they didn't accept me. And I was like, what am I going to do with my life now? Like, I have no direction. And I was like, I know I'm smart enough to become a doctor, and I would love to just be the person that people look to for help, or like, I'm very altruistic. And a lot of people say they're altruistic, but I feel like I really...
Like, you actually live it.
I live it. I actually love to give, and I love to... If I'm the reason someone else is doing better, it's like the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, if I can help people... I was going to college, got my... I was interning for neurosurgeons, and literally the neurosurgeon I was interning said, this is why... Hopefully, throughout this intern, I show you why you don't want to be a doctor. That's what he told me.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, and I was like... Don't tell me that. I'm in $30,000 in debt already. Like, why would you?
This is the wrong time to tell me this.
Yes.
Like, where were you like on orientation day?
Exactly.
You know?
And so yeah, as I was doing my interns, I saw how hard they were fighting with the insurance in the office, calling them like, no, my patient needs this, all this stuff, and they would be shut down. Like, no, this is all we could do. This is how the business is run. I was like, this isn't help. This is a freaking business. Like, this is, and. I looked at myself, I said, yeah, if I have to do this for the rest of my life and deny help,
that would kill you because
it would kill
of who
me.
you are. Yeah.
Yeah, I would literally said, I don't know if I could live with myself. And so I didn't know what to do. My parents were supporting me, my wife, and my son at the time through college. My wife was putting stuff on hold because she, I'm going to be a doctor. Yeah. And to tell everybody that I wasn't going to be a doctor anymore, and I didn't know what I was going to be, it was like the most sickening feeling I've ever felt. That was like the worst time in my life, I feel. Because I was like staying up 3 days, like 3 days at a time, studying for the MCAT, studying for all this stuff. And out of that kind of depressive state, I just picked up a camera and I love telling stories. Like my dad was the original storyteller. I have a short film about my dad. Out of his life could be a movie as well. You know, coming from living by himself at a young age to making his way all the way to United States, and
that whole story.
Yeah, that whole story. So I made a short film about my dad, and then from there, people just started wanting to pay me. My first camera. Let me tell you this. My first camera was a Nikon. And I wanted to be...
We have a Nikon sitting right here.
Yeah, you do. Actually, you do.
Yeah. They've come a long way.
They have, man. Should I pick up my Nikon?
I actually really want that new one. So the what is it, the R or something? Or the Z?
The
ZV one?
ZR or something.
I don't know. Whatever the heck the new Nikon Red is.
Red.
Yeah.
I hear that... The only thing is that
$2,000,
I hear they overheat.
Oh, I'm sure there's way too much.
It's
way too much processing power in a tiny body, but like I'm also so intrigued by how much image they're squeezing out of a tiny body.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know, but I need another camera. Like I need a hole in the head. So, and you're not a neurosurgeon, so I can't have a hole in my head around here. So
I can't help you. No, I got I'm pretty sure my wife knows this story. If she doesn't, then she's gonna find out. So I went to go buy my camera, and I have no clue about how cameras work. Zero. I didn't even know how lenses, project anything. And so I go there, the Best Buy, and then the lady, she was pretty. Okay. And I'm like, hey, so what kind of camera is good for video? I wanted to get into videography. And she's like, well, a lot of people like Canon, but I'm a Nikon girl. And I'm like, I'm a Nikon guy. Trying to build rapport. And yeah, she sold me on a Nikon that was a photography camera, did not have any processing, nothing for video. Like the video was shit. The video.
You can absolutely curse on this podcast,
okay.
First off. I mean, that's like the whole joke was that like Nikon was shit for so long, and then they overcompensated and they just bought Red.
Yeah.
They're like, tell us we're shit now,
Exactly. I showed up to shoots and people would be like, you call yourself a videographer with that camera? It was bad. And I would say, no, this is what I would say though. Just wait for the edit. What I would do is I would put like a vintage VHS filter
Oh,
on
you
it.
leaned into it.
I leaned into it.
Okay.
And I made it very like nostalgic and vintage, and people loved it. And I was like, yeah, that's just my style. Like, if you want to hire me, you hire that.
I love the like showmanship and salesmanship right from the gates here.
Yes.
Like,
I had to do something because, yeah.
it's not like you had any other like, you know, pressure in your life to like, you know,
I got to make
some money, you know?
Yeah. No, that pressure was real, though. I was working 3 jobs while building Moneta.
Good God.
Just because I felt like I had to prove myself, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't want my parents to support me now that I'm not, you know, going to be a doctor. So this is my schedule for almost 3 years. Wake up at 2 a.m., go to UPS, get done at 11. Right when I get home, shower, go door-to-door sales for Sprint at the time of Sprint.
Okay.
Get home around 3 and then...
AM now.
3 p.m. Yes.
Okay.
So 2
Sorry, you were up at 2 a.m.
11 back home.
Then from like noon to 3
door to
door.
door in the heat, and that was a little bit though. I could not take that, but it was a good while. And then go to a restaurant, work as a server, and then come home.
Sleep for what, like an hour?
It was bad. It was 2 hours on average for 3 years. It was dude, my mental health.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
Sir, that's too much.
Yeah. But
too much.
I think.
And then when did you, you know, because like all the entrepreneurs and all the hustle culture bros and stuff are like, you work your 9 to 5, but then what are you doing from your 5 to 9, right? Like that whole thing.
You working on your business?
It's like, but with your schedule just now, it's like, when are you supposed to build Moneta? Like there's like 2 hours in your day and you haven't slept.
Yeah.
So like, how?
So I'll tell you. Obviously, you know, it sounds crazy and it makes it for a great story. But the reality is, like, you could call off. You could, you know.
They were kind of looser,
it was looser, you know?
jobs.
Yeah. If people want to hear the hustle story, that was the story.
it.
But
which is still, regardless of calling off, like, it's not like you're calling off to go relax on a beach.
Exactly.
Like, you're calling off to just go do different work.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. And so this is what I knew. While everyone started doing weddings, I did weddings, but as everyone started doing weddings, music videos, or all that other stuff, I knew I need to build a business. Yeah. So I started targeting entrepreneurs or people who taught how to run a business. They need content, right?
You were just cheating your way to learning stuff, weren't you?
I didn't get my bachelor's in biology and all this stuff for nothing. I had to use my mind to figure out how I'm going to get to the next step. So, I started networking with entrepreneurs who taught business, you know, coaching and stuff. Yeah. And I said, I focus on this. I do corporate stuff. So all the courses of these business owners teaching how to run a business, I was shooting on my off time, studying. Okay, how do you actually, because no one in my family was self-employed or ran a business.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was even a possibility. I thought you had to, you know, work in a job.
Work a job for somebody else kind of thing. Yeah.
And I thought the best you could do is be a doctor. Like, oh, that's the best title. Now I'm realizing, like, it's great, but you're still paying a lot in taxes. You're still, like, you know, you just...
What? Are you saying that when you run your own business, there's more tax evasion resources? I mean the legal term is tax avoidance.
Is that
not evasion? Yes, sorry. Evasion is actually illegal.
Illegal.
But there are a lot of resources available if you run your own business to make your taxes more friendly.
Yes.
It's a little less straightforward when you're a W-2 employee.
A W-2, yeah. And see, I didn't know any of that, and so... a lot of people want to become entrepreneurs because they know the knowledge and they're like, it's really cool. I was kind of forced into it because I had no other choice, you know? It's like, people want to pay me. How do I do it? So I learned how to be an entrepreneur through filming, through getting paid.
I mean, work smarter, not harder, right? I feel like you're like that meme, like, you know, like, it's a great way to learn, period. So like a different path for me. I did get my undergrad in film and media production. I never knew. Yeah. I'm not smart enough to be a doctor. My wife is a doctor of physical therapy.
Yes,
I know about the 3 hours of studying after spending all day studying and then waking up to study more for 3 years kind of thing. But she's amazing, and she's much smarter than I am. So she's the doctor. I just like to make cool stuff. So I got my undergrad in film and media. I got my master's in management because I've always been fascinated in business. So I did 5 years at ASU, 2 degrees, one's a master's, and then I went right into working at a startup, and I learned more working at that startup than anything business school could have ever taught me.
Yeah.
Like having to actually figure out what levers to pull to drive revenue, having to actually run paid ads, track metrics, reporting, deal with C-suites, like all of that was invaluable knowledge to then, now run my own thing, because now I can get on a call with a marketer or a creative director and I can talk like
speak their language.
Yeah. What goals are you chasing? What targets are you, working with? Where in the funnel are you having trouble? Like I can speak that language really well, and then I can now pitch solutions that sometimes are exactly what I do, and other times I'm like, you need a fractional CMO, like you need a better paid ads guy, like depending on the call, so like it's not. I'm also I think this is why we hit it off so well, and why I remember the first Arizona Filmmakers event I ever went to. I was like, okay, I found my people, because like
I love that.
I share the altruism in there's like the trend of like the memes where it's like I just want all the bros to know that I want them all to make it, like that kind of stuff. Like I really truly feel that way. Like, and I have like since college, like I said yes to so many student projects just because I thought I could help. Like, and I just wanted everybody's films to be great, and I wanted everybody to be able to like do cool stuff, and I knew I would always learn something through it. And I'm not an overly spiritual or religious person, but like I do believe in karma, kind of, and like what you put into the world is what you get back from the world. So like if you're putting out more good, like one way or another, more good is going to come back to you. One way or another,
It just makes sense.
Yeah, right? It's just like, how you show up for everyone else is how eventually, like in your time of need, like people will show up for you kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so that's why at the first Arizona Filmmakers event, granted it was on AI, and I'm pretty sure I still have a couple of tabs open on my phone from some of the tools you shared that I just have never returned to look at because I forgot about them, but I don't close tabs, so they're still open. That was years ago. But like that was how I knew, like, okay, this is the right tribe, like community over competition, like everyone's just trying to help each other out. And I think a lot of that stemmed from kind of what you were saying about like who you are as a person, but manifesting itself in an industry that's admittedly usually a little more selfish and not like there's enough pie for everyone, kind of, like I've definitely been outbid or lost jobs to folks here in the Valley who I know. And I have definitely won jobs from folks here in the Valley that I know. And it doesn't always feel great in the moment, but like at the same time, like there's still like so much work to go around. Like and half the time I'm going to need to crew up on something anyway. So I'm going to call some folks up and be like, hey, I just got this gig. I need this, and this. And I mean, because you've been on my shoots and I've been on your shoots, and like I was doing some thank you emails earlier today, and your name was in both the team member thank you email that I send out just to my crews, and your name was in the client email that I sent out to
I saw both of them. I was like, oh shoot. I feel super special.
Yeah. So like, but like I think that's part of the fun in what we do, though, is that like we very clearly have our own things, but like we still show up for all the other stuff and all the other people,
I think it's so cool that the competition is just so cool for me. Number one, the more competition we have, the better we all get. I just truly believe that.
It's that whole iron sharpens iron thing, right?
Yes. Yeah. And then number two, if you know your competition, it just makes it just funner. Like one of the people, I'm sure Caleb Marsh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get him in here eventually. He just had a baby.
Yeah,
him and his wife just had a baby. I heard.
God,
Actually, I need
cute.
to text him. Congratulations.
Yeah.
But,
he is one of the most amazing competitors that I have, because not only does he make you feel special as a competitor, like he was bidding or just massaging a client for, he said, 2 years,
Jeez.
2 years.
I mean, we do work in a long sales cycle line of work.
Yes.
Like,
it's
just truth.
It is true. And I just had a faster and better connection to that client than he did. So I did get that client. And guess what he does? He calls me as soon as he finds out that they went with me, and he congratulates me.
What a classy guy.
What, right?
I love him.
I absolutely love him.
He's a good dude. He was actually, ironically, and this is just kind of how the web of things work. So, I mean, you know, I was part of a mass layoff at my employer. And that's kind of how I got the kick in the seat of the pants to, like, this was always the plan. But it was like, it was going to be a couple of years down the road kind of thing. I was going to, like, coast through my marriage, or not my marriage, but my wedding, I should say. Like, get to that point and then jump out on my own. Happened a little bit before that, but he was one of the first people. I don't even remember how I got connected with him. But in the span of me reaching out to Caleb, I went from trying to see if I could get a job working with him to by the time we actually met at a coffee shop, I literally was like, so I'm going to start my own media company, and, like, I'm big on, like, not being intimidated by anybody else, but I don't know you at all yet. So, like, I just want to let you, like, clear the air first. And he was like, dude, that's awesome. Like, he was like, he immediately jumped in my corner and was like cheering for me when I told him I was going to start my own thing. And I was no longer like hitting him up for a job. And, like, by the end of our, like, we talked for, like, I want to say like an hour and a half, 2 hours at this coffee shop. By the end of it, he was like, yeah, no, I wouldn't hire you anyway. Not because, like, you're bad or anything, but because, like, it is so evident, like, you need to go do your own thing. And I was like, bro, how did I go from hitting you up for a job to, like, you're straight up, like, kicking me out, inspiring me and kicking me out the door, like, go do your own thing, get out there. And, like, I've you know, tried to catch up with him whenever I can now, but, like, yeah, great dude.
I didn't know he did that.
Yeah.
Well, because he did the same thing to me.
Yeah.
I called him because he knew I was trying to start my thing. Like, during the time where I was struggling building Moneta, working 3 jobs, is around the time I met him. And I called him. I was like, dude, I can't do this anymore. Like, it's like crippling the pressure and the anxiety of everything. Can I just work with you? You know I'm good.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know you're good. He's like, but you're just so talented. You see things differently, and the way I think it was, like, earlier you said, people think that there's not a lot of, what'd you say, pie to go? What's the saying?
There's not enough pie to go around.
Right,
Like, there's it's a zero-sum game. There's only so much pie. Yeah.
And I think what Caleb sees is there's people who think that way where they need to grab some pie, and there's other people like me and you who bake more pies.
Yeah. Let's just
right?
I want some more flavors of pie.
Yeah. We're not limited to the pie that there is. We're going to go out and create more pies for everybody.
Yeah, right? I think that's definitely something all of us share. I've got to have Caleb on now that he's come up now.
Really?
2 or 3 times. Yeah, we got.
Man,
I gotta have him on. He's great.
Yeah.
But that's funny. I didn't know that. Like, we had a similar experience with Caleb kind of coming in and being like, yeah, here, get out there, do your own thing, damn it. Like,
it helps. It helps the overall community.
Yeah,
there's more people like me and you.
It absolutely does. And I also think, though, that, like, especially in entrepreneurship, period, and as you already said, there can be a lot of stress, pressure, anxiety, self-doubt, let alone the creative imposter syndrome that I don't care who you are, I know you'd be suffering from it.
Yeah.
Like, there is something to be said for, like, no matter what, no matter how good you are, you look at your work and it is always going to be your work. No matter what. And, like, you can't see it the way other people see it. But you can see everybody else's stuff and be like, damn, that's amazing. And, like, it's just a complete mind fuck. But, where was I going with that? So, entrepreneurship can be very isolating. And, even from family at times, because, like, as much as spouses are there to cheer and support, like, they aren't in it in the day-to-day, or, like, they aren't in your head constantly. They don't understand at all times the exact same pressures unless you, like, painstakingly explain, like, step by step, like, the thought process that has led you to, like, an anxiety spiral.
Yeah.
But, like, other entrepreneurs, other creatives can, and I think that that's why, like, the community aspect of it is so important, and certainly why I gravitated to it, because, like, I mean, like, you got my thank you email today. Like, I am very aware I can't do what I do alone.
Yeah.
Like film and media, period, is a collaborative community effort.
It is.
Like, yeah, there's a lot of one-man band shoots that I do. But, like, at the end of the day, like, there's still an editor involved. There's still somebody doing my LinkedIn outreach. There's still, you know, somebody else like you who's maybe planning another job that's coming up that I can jump on. Like, there are always more things moving at once, even if you're the only person in the room with a camera. And that community, like, helps you keep going, helps support you, understands your unique kind of troubles and problems, but then also, like, can be, like, super freaking fun to create with too. Like,
yeah.
you know, like, that's like the fun part of it is, like, beyond like the therapy sides of having, like, you know, a little community, a little tribe to call to, is like, it's just fun to, like, get with a bunch of other creative people and, like, hey, we're gonna try and make this, and we have no idea how. Let's figure it out.
Work
like,
let's work together.
You know, and that's really where the fun starts. You know,
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool. I've got my community. Nobody's, like, intimidated or, like, threatened, I guess I should say, by, like, the success of anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we can all rise together. And now that that's out of the way, now we can, like, build some cool shit. You know, and I think that's, like, the ultimate win.
Yeah. One of the reasons why I love filmmaking, number one, there's two things I think at the core why I like filmmaking. Number one, I'm very creative, and that was, like, worrisome in the beginning. Like, what am I going to do? Because so many people have told me, and you know, it's hard to believe it for yourself, but when so many people tell you, it's just like, I think it's true. Whatever I dive in,
people say it, then it must be true.
it must
right?
be true, right? They said, whatever I dive into, I can be great.
Yeah.
And that's, I feel like, I got to show you my new song, actually.
Your new song?
It's
You're
a
writing
Christmas
songs
song.
now?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Enough people.
depending on the song, maybe I'll provide it in the editing notes. Maybe I won't. We'll see. I don't know. Sometimes David shares a unique, irreverent sense of humor that I have that occasionally isn't right for well, it's actually perfect for the internet. But
No. It's a great. I'm actually really proud of it, but I digress. So I needed something that I could do, like, I could fulfill all my artistic, like, creative needs.
Yeah.
Filmmaking is exactly that. You have photography with framing an image, making an image pretty. You have carpentry and set design. You have building things like VFX, motion kind of stuff.
Like building things digitally, like understanding how layers and compositing,
or
and
even
different effects work
practically
and stuff.
You know, with camera, like, you have something popping up, like the door thing that I
still love that door thing.
Thank you, man.
I remember you showed me the finished product because I saw the BTS, and then you showed me the finished product of this red door, and I was like, damn, that looks so good. It looked so good.
Yeah, man. And that brings me to my next point. When you have a vision in your head, and for me, the funner it is to have a bigger vision, you need more people to fulfill that. And everybody has to be on their A game in order to execute what you have in your head perfectly. And luckily, I've been able to do that quite often. But like I said, it requires everyone to be on their A game. And so when you see the final product that is exactly in your head, and it's because of each person putting in all their effort.
Yep.
It is the most magical. It's almost, for me, it's almost like the closest thing you could be to God.
Yeah.
You created something.
I kind of completely agree, actually.
completely agree.
Kind of completely agree. Like, it is.
Yeah.
There is something to be said for, and again, like I said, I'm not an overly spiritual or religious person, but, like, what is reaching to the divine but creating something that didn't exist before?
Exactly.
You know, like, and whatever that means to you, you know, like, that is still, like, transcendent.
The coolest,
you know? It's like
feeling ever. Like, even the lighting workshop that we did together with at Pirate.
Oh yeah.
Everybody just involved, and I literally wrote that like 5 days before.
Yeah, I remember you being like, "Yeah, I just wrote this."
Yeah,
you know.
But to see the final thing, I was like, "Wow, that's really cool." We really did a little story, and it was
and like almost like
day.
improv jazz way.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Hey, we got this. We got a couple of sets and some lights at a compound. Let's go. And we got a bunch of people that are there to learn something.
Yeah.
You know. So real quick, before we dive into, because I feel like we could talk about storytelling and the magic of movies and all this for a long time, I do want to touch on something that I think you're really, really good at. And I think there's like literal statistical evidence to prove this. And that is actually building a community and fostering a community and nurturing a community. So walk me through a little bit about that, because like clearly we had similar pals, I think relatively long before we met.
Yeah.
But like I found you and came to know you through Arizona Filmmakers, which you are the founder of, correct? Like,
Yeah.
all right. I wasn't sure if there was a co-founder, wife. I don't know how the credentials credentialize.
Stefan helped me build it. He's
Okay.
he's
Okay.
co-owner. Yeah.
So that community, like I said, is like kind of like how I found, like when I was like my people, and obviously that's something that you have built and fostered and nurtured. So like walk me through that, because it wasn't enough that you were going to start a company. It wasn't enough that you were going to be this crazy entrepreneur and go down that rabbit hole. Then you're like, oh, let me also like build this other thing and like run all these dope events and
Don't ask me how. I was kidding.
And then the fourth job came about. When David unlocked the 25th hour in the day.
Yeah. It's a little closet in the back of my no, yeah.
Just Narnia opens up. Okay. But like seriously, like walk me through that. Like what have you learned in building a successful community and keeping it together beyond like a flash in the pan?
Yeah. So first off, it all starts with intention. All intention, human intention is selfish to begin with. It's just natural. But then when you include that with making sure that everyone is winning, that's when you can build something sustainable and something that's great. So selfishly, I just wanted to make friends in this industry. I didn't have any because all my network and everything was in either entrepreneurship starting or medical. Yeah, in the medical. And so I was like, I need to reach out. I reached out to like all these different people, and some of them I've called out as I met them. Yeah, I was like, hey, you remember when I reached out to you?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, yeah, but I was, I didn't know who you were. I was like, you know who I am now.
You know who I am now.
Yeah, no. And we have good times with that. But yeah, I just wanted to meet people, and so I actually, not a lot of people know, but I helped start Arizona Entrepreneurs.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, do you know Arizona Entrepreneurs?
I know of them, yes.
Yeah. So Devin, one of my best friends too, he had this name, Arizona Entrepreneurs, and I was like, oh, I reached out to him on Facebook. He just had a little Facebook group and Instagram. I was like, bro, I know where this can go. Let me help you brand it out and just brand it. I'm really good at branding. And so we did some calls. I did some, my branding session with him. And then it started to blow up. The community started to get together. And I was like, okay, do I know what I'm doing, or was this luck? So I started working on Arizona Filmmakers, the name, and no one took it too. And I was like, oh, shoot.
Which is...
It's crazy.
Talk about SEO optimization.
It is
from
crazy.
The get-go, man.
It's
from
crazy.
the get-go. I get some lady in my inbox all the time trying to sell me ArizonaFilmProductions.com.
Yeah.
So I'm sure same thing happens to you.
Sometimes.
Like, I don't want to pay $500 for this domain, but thank you.
Yeah, I was like, I already got Arizona Filmmakers. I'm good. Yeah. And so I started working on how I want to build it, all this stuff, like, how I want to start it, how the strategy behind launching it, everything. That was 2 years before I actually even started Arizona Filmmakers.
Jeez, okay.
2 years. Then 2 years after, I met Stefan, and then I told him about my ideas. And originally, it was supposed to be 5 of us that were going to do it. Everyone started falling off except for Stefan. Stefan is one of the people that you can't find people like him. He's such a loyal person. Yeah. Like, and actually, I'm gonna make this comment about you too. You two are the people you want by your side when you're walking into hell.
Damn. That was bold. That was bold praise, but I appreciate it.
No, I feel like I feel that from you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's that altruism sees altruism, like everybody want to see everybody win.
Yeah.
You know, and I agree. Stefan's very like, I said I was going to do something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Which is like a straight, like, I don't know if it's a love language or it's just like instant respect from me. Like, you said you were going to do something and then you did it. Like, done. Say no more. Like, you're in. Come here.
Yep.
Like, you know.
So what you just said is a crucial part of building community. Is your word. And Stefan knows this. We had this is one of our rules within the business is once we announce something or once we say something, you
Like
cannot go back.
Yeah.
So we've had events where I've been scared or we're like, oh shoot, we're not ready for this. And
Too late now. We said we were going to do
We
it.
posted the flyer. So that's one of the things. As soon as the community feels like you go back on your word or you're unsure, you start to lose people.
Okay.
So, and that's something I told Stefan when he came on board and stuff like that. I said, if we say something, we do it. Second is you give as much as you can before you ask. So the first 3 months, me and Stefan were interviewing as many filmmakers as we could for no reason, just to highlight them on Arizona Filmmakers. We were giving all of that, which I want to just start doing that back. I want to do that again. But then that's why 260 people showed up to our event.
Because
we were just doing that. We were just giving and giving. Obviously, storytelling is a big portion of getting people's attention and wanting them to follow you.
Yeah.
That's a whole different conversation. It's just crazy. Short story about that, or short, kind of summary, is storytelling is about creating familiarity in the beginning, grabbing your attention, establishing a problem, and the solution to that problem.
Yeah.
That's if you can follow that, you got a good story.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's story elements and all this stuff that you can implement, but
that formula, though, that's applicable to movies, to advertisements,
everything.
to social media content. Like, you can take like those 4 key steps, and apply it to anything,
even songs.
Yeah.
Everything. Anyways, I love storytelling, and I hope that I'm remembered for that.
I mean, your handle is storytelling, David.
Yeah.
So, don't worry, we'll plug socials at the end. But
Thank you.
No, I think, and I'll have to have you back for a deep dive on stories, because I'm also really passionate about storytelling, and I mean, it's part of like my stated mission at Hard Copy Media is to build a more connected world through storytelling.
Yeah.
So I think that's a whole topic we could probably fall down a long rabbit hole on.
We should.
We definitely should. But so building community, though, to kind of come back to that. So integrity is crucial. Like, make sure you're showing up when you say you're going to show up to the community. Give before you ask, and collaboration. Okay.
Find ways that you are not, and this is something I told Devin too, is like, find ways that the community can build the community for you. You know what I mean?
It's very Flywheel-esque.
Flywheel-esque?
What? Oh, the marketing term, like a flywheel.
Exactly.
Once you start the thing in motion, it stays in motion.
Because it's for them, and there's nothing better than them building something for themselves.
Yeah,
like, it feels good, and you want to be a part of that. If you know you're the reason why the wheel is moving, you want to keep it moving. So, I mean, we've done like our events, even like the promotional stuff, the community's helping us sell the event, or the community partners, like you and everyone else. And there's more stuff that we had planned that hopefully we can start doing. One of them being, I'm really excited for this, is the Arizona Film Raisers. Yeah, it's a giving group to help fund our community. So every business owner, every person that wants to be a part of the group, each quarter gives $100. If we get like 100 people, that's $10,000.
That's enough to make some.
That's enough. So then we
make
have
something with 10 grand.
Well, then we have people in the community pitch their ideas or their projects, and then the board will decide how we allocate the money to them.
I love that.
Right?
I love that. That's sick.
So that'll be each quarter, so $10,000 each quarter, and that's just 100. We have 6,000 people in our community.
7 plus, actually.
7?
But, yeah.
Is it 7 now?
Yeah, it's 7
oh
plus.
Shoot, it's growing. So I don't think 100 is far off.
No,
Like,
I don't think so.
we can increase that by 2, 3. I don't know.
And you're not counting people that would probably give a little bit more too.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
no, that's a super cool thing. I mean, I was fortunate enough to be a beneficiary of a similar grant with State 48.
Yeah.
And that made a real big difference in my business last year.
Yeah.
So like, no, community support. Again, coming back to the importance of community, like being able to lift people up from within that and leverage, like you said, like $10,000 for a single person might be a lot, but $100 from 1,000 people is a lot different. Like, so that's like the power of community is like multiplication and amplification, but also like dividing like financial pain or hardship. So there's an adage that I've stolen from an old coach of mine where joy shared is joy multiplied, and like burden shared is burden divided.
Oh, shoot.
And so
I
it's
like that.
very true with community, though. It's like, the community is who's going to celebrate you, who's going to lift you up, who's going to support you, who's going to help you. But they're also who, like, you can go to and be like, bro, this entrepreneur thing is hard. Or, like, trying to make a movie is hard.
Yeah.
Like, and people will get it, and then, like you'll be seeing, you'll share that burden as well. So that's a super cool aspect.
Well, one thing I want to share with the events, because, I mean, me and Stephen don't know how to run events.
I would beg to differ, but okay.
I will die on the hill. We don't know how to run events.
I mean, I think you do. I think you've run a few successful events, but who am I?
This is what we keep doing. We create a safe space for people to explore wonder.
Okay, Walt Disney.
That's honestly what I keep trying to do with each event. Is like, how do you walk in and you're just like, whoa. Like, and I hope that's the feeling that you get.
That actually is a perfect segue, too, because I do want to talk about how you handle events, because you do, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of events.
Yeah.
I'm not talking for Arizona Filmmakers, though. I'm talking, like, for your clients.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you do, I feel like I see a lot of BTS of you at some pretty dope events, doing some pretty awesome activations. So I've got some questions there.
Yeah.
All right. But I will say, as someone who's been to a couple of different Arizona Filmmakers events in my time, I do think you succeed on that through your topic selections and the way that you present stuff. You also tend not to allow people to, like, meander back, like things are still structured enough where there is, like, that entrance moment. Whereas, like, if things just kind of aren't guarded or nobody cares or whatever, like, people are just moseying in, like, they lose that, like, there's a special thing that's supposed to happen kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, no, I think, I just want to tip my hat to you on what you've done with Arizona Filmmakers. I think it's very important for Arizona, the creative community, everything. Privileged and happy to be even a small part of any of it. And I can't wait to fucking do some more shit because it's been a quiet year after our busy start. We're all busy people. But segueing from there into events for clients now. So, dude, you've got a robot, you've got sparkle curtains, you've got a photo booth. You have done a ton of really awesome media-based event activations. So I'm not talking like, we've all covered events. We've all shot a sizzle reel or a recap video or, set up a tripod at the back of the room and recorded the entire thing because somebody asked for it. So we know you're not using all 7 hours of that footage. Okay?
Sometimes it never sees the light of day.
Yeah, sometimes you're never going to edit that. But anyways, no shade to the clients. We know a lot of times there is a lot of money, a lot of branding, a lot of effort that goes into running an event.
And
when you're getting to hire the video or photo team for it, you want as many photos and videos as possible.
Yeah.
We've actually talked about it on this podcast before. Like, when you're shooting events, make sure you pay service to branding and design elements because those probably cost a lot of money, and somebody somewhere is going to be really happy that you featured it or got it. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about, like, the crazy, and I'm going to call them activations that you do for your clients, because you've got some really cool stuff. So talk to me about how you got into some of these more creative, like on location activations at events.
Yeah, so I'll talk about the photo booth first. My wife had the idea, and
shout out wives everywhere, man. Good
yes.
ideas. Behind every creative is a woman far too good for us.
Yeah, she's amazing. She loves. She's very, I don't want to say old school, but old soul, just like me. And she loves just holding a picture in her hand. And so we should have a photo booth that prints it out, and not just a little strip, but an actual photo you can frame at home. And I took it a step further, and I was like, we should provide something that they'll probably never see. You'll get the classic photo booth with a key light that flashes you.
Yeah.
But when do you get studio level, like fashion photos? You know, the fashion lighting.
I mean, outside of JCPenney, like never.
Right. And even JCPenney is like a standard, you know, you have your
I was just kidding. JCPenney photos that was a whole trend.
But it was
a
this
trend.
Year or
last year. It was like a whole trend, the bad JC photo. That might have been this year.
It might have been this year.
It all blurs together.
But so yeah, we wanted to bring that to events, and not a lot of people even understand when I'm trying to pitch it. They're like, okay, so I'm like, in my head, I'm just thinking like a portable, like those white portable
like the iPad with the ring light around it.
Mm-hmm. It's like, no, if you want your brand to stand out, and the big reason why I got into activations is because we had such success with Arizona Filmmakers.
Mm-hmm.
People love these activations, and so I was like, why don't I just make it a service for other event, business events and stuff like that. But I would tell them, if you want your brand to stand out, do something that they've never seen before.
Yeah.
And which is, you're literally having a photo shoot, a studio photo shoot at your event, and you're getting it printed. So, I bring my lighting expertise and set up the lights with a really cool backdrop. I put a star filter, I put the softening, like all these filters on, and it's printed, and they see it, and everybody's just been like loving it.
Yeah.
Going back to back. So that's that. That's my wife's kind of side business there.
Okay.
And then the robot, which is really cool. I've been obsessed with Cole Walsner and his Glam bot and all that stuff since I first saw it. It started with, honestly, me trying to replicate it with my gimbal.
Which you did admirably.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
Shoulders of steel.
I was training for that.
It was nuts.
It was like 4 hours straight
of just robotic gimbal moves, one-handed.
That was rough. But it actually started like maybe 5 years ago with Arizona Entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
At their events, I didn't have any lighting or anything. I just had my gimbal, and I was like, I want to create these videos. Can you stand here? I'm going to direct you, and I would just go for it.
Yeah.
And then when we had our event, I knew I wanted something like that. Mm-hmm. Real Bros had the robot. I was like, we got to meet Real Bros. I went over and I said, the robot's so sick. What do you think about having it at the event? And I just said showcase. But then they had the idea, why don't we do like a Glam bot? And I was like, that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
And so they had it there. And then what happened was that they started blowing up. I mean, they were already big.
Yeah, they've really poured fire or gas on the fire over there in the last 12 months. 24 months. I don't even know now.
It's been So for our events, they were scheduled to be there, and then they got busy. And I'm like, you know what? They're literally putting Arizona on the map. I'm not even mad about that.
Yeah,
like they're doing some huge things, and the fact that they're from Arizona, I'm like.
Can't be mad, but now I need a Glam bot.
Now I need a Glam bot.
Yeah.
Because we promised, and what I said, if we say we're going to do it.
Comes back to the community thing. We said we were going to have a Glam bot.
to do it. And the first event where they weren't able to show up, like you said, I did it by myself with my arm. If I'm going to do something, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And that's what we had.
And then you had a consult with an orthopedic surgeon, and they said, hey, don't do that again.
Yeah. The second time, same deal. Real Bros is blowing up. Can't be mad at that. But I had the extra investment. And I was like, let me get one for myself. We do these often, not at the level that Real Bros has, but Just a smaller one for our events.
Well, that's also the nature of technology now, is that like Real Bros were early adopters. They got one of the marquee models that, you know, 6-figure plus robot. But now these are getting
Smaller, cheaper.
lighter, cheaper, relatively speaking. I mean, it's still a big investment, but like, it's not. It doesn't have 5 zeros in the price tag anymore. You know, like,
So yeah, I got that, and then I knew I could sell it. You know,
your landing page for it is sick.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you. Oh my gosh, that landing page. I am actually really proud of it. Yeah,
it's a dope landing page.
And yeah, so now my goal every time I do an activation with the robot is how close can I get it to Cole Walsner's Glambot. And I feel like I'm getting closer and closer. I am in the talks to have the Glambot at a celebrity tournament.
Hell yeah.
So if I get it, I'm gonna start marketing. You know, I have this celebrity on my red carpet experience. This one.
Be sick, dude. When I was at Phoenix Fashion Week doing some stuff, I was like, that would be, and I mean,
they would eat it up.
They would eat it up. Like, they had no shade to Phoenix Fashion Week, but the step and repeat needed some lighting love.
They needed some.
Some lighting love, if nothing else. But then I was like, you had all these gorgeous human beings in these amazing outfits walking through, and all I could think was like, damn, how dope would it be if, like, you get your badge, you round the corner, and the first thing you do is your red carpet walk, and then you do the step and repeat photos afterward, and then you round the corner and go into like the vendor booth and then the runway and all that. And I was like, it would be perfect for that crowd, because they're already there to showcase all the, crazy fashion that they're, pioneering. Anyways, that's a whole separate thing. But like, Phoenix Fashion Week, man, I'm telling you, they need a Glambot.
Next year,
they need your Glambot.
They do. And then, we're just trying to think of more activation stuff. I mean, events are big. I actually didn't know how big they were until after COVID, because I liked
we're
events.
in a lot of events in a famously notorious don't go and talk to people age.
But I fell in love with events, actually, attending them and stuff. And just creating an experience, like I said, of just wonder, like, wow.
I think that's probably what I think drives the success of your activations, is that commitment to, like,
how do I make someone feel?
Yeah, how do you make someone feel?
Yeah.
Not like, it's not the product necessarily, or even the function of how, but it's like, how often does someone get to walk a red carpet and then like
see themselves?
Be in slow motion, like they're like a celebrity at like the Grammys or something. You know? Like, that doesn't happen.
And it goes back to my business name, in the business of making memories.
Yeah. Well, that's poetic place to segue into the last couple of segments here. So, one thing you might have seen on the sheet, and this might be hard for someone as kind-hearted and altruistic as you, but I do want you to share a hot take on the creative industry that you might have. Something that might be controversial, or, might get the people going.
A hot take that I think, and it relates to a lot of like those solo videographer kind of people.
One-man bands?
One-man bands, the ones that they get hired for. I'll just say, I think that there's a lot of ego, and that they want to be the star. They're out, even down to their outfits when they go shoot a concert, or they're following an influencer or something like that. They almost feel like they want to be the influencer.
Yeah.
I know
the type.
You know the type?
I know the type.
Everybody does, and I think it's a lot out there in LA, and even here in Arizona. It's like you see their BTS, they're posting, they're in the private jets and all that stuff. I think a lot of that comes not from a place of service, and I think they're missing out on the actual beauty of our industry. Of the collaboration, because a lot of them they keep to themselves, and they're like, I am this because of who I am. It's like they don't share, they gatekeep and stuff like that. I wish I met more of them, and they would be open to the world of filmmaking, the collaboration part of it.
That's an interesting one. I do think that like there is definitely like some scarcity mindset that plays into that. Like, I'm having this experience and I don't want to share my secrets because I don't want to lose my experience. And that comes from a place of scarcity. But I also feel like, social media is so hard these days because like you really only ever see people's best sides on social media.
Yeah.
So, and frankly, there's a lot of stuff that's really easy to like fake or rent or, make it appear as if on social media, there's a whole that kind of game too. But I think that, what you're saying is really the travesty there is like you're missing out on a greater experience in the collaboration than doing it all yourself.
And it's not even like that they're doing it themselves. It's just a mindset. Like I've worked with some of these people and you could just tell like it's not collaborative. They are like more worried about how good you are you going to outshine them, or do you even look? I mean, I never look better than anyone else, but I do feel like
I've seen you clean up pretty good.
Thank you.
But
I don't try to, but I feel like when I'm in that group with these like influencer videographers, they're looking at each other like, am I still better than him, or am I still like? There's just this level of like.
I get that. There's like I don't know. It's not. You don't want the ego to ruin the creative process. And I think that the greatest thing you can do, no matter what your role is on a creative set, is hire people that are smarter than you or better than you.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Your name still goes on at the end of the day. And if their work was better than what you would have done on your own, you're still getting some credit for that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, like, I will happily, any day of the week, take a slight pay cut for a better grip truck or a better gaffer or a first AC or, like,
I think a lot of them
happily.
don't even know all that,
That's true. There's a whole generation of folks that don't
like a grip truck
know outside of creative, like content creator roles,
Exactly. I hope that they get a chance to see how beautiful filmmaking is as a collaborative
on set. Well, that's poetically altruistic of a hot take for you,
is
my
it?
friend. Yeah, because you're like, here's my hot take. You're missing out on some cool shit, guys. Like, you could be doing other stuff.
It just sucks to be like, I don't know.
Well, that rolls almost perfectly into something I'm sure you're going to crush, which is what are you currently either watching, reading, taking a course? Is there something that is inspiring you or educating you that you think that people should check out?
I almost want to share the next thing that I'm doing.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine.
Okay.
We're getting to plugs next, so perfect.
All right, cool. I always like to think ahead and where things are going. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I've been like preaching is that creating shows on social media, things that people follow already, they're successful, but having something where a lot of business owners can replicate and not crash when they're just constantly creating content every single day. How do you create a show that people want to watch? So one thing that I'm working on is a show for a couple different distributions. For a show to be successful, you need to have valuable content that people want to watch.
Yeah.
High enough quality production and a distribution somewhere that a lot of eyeballs, right?
Yeah.
I think I can write something really good. I think my productions can be decent enough to have to look good. The only thing I'm missing is a distribution. So what I've planned is I'm going to partner up with channels or things that already have a lot of eyes on it and create a show for them. I still own the show, but it's distributed exclusively to those channels.
Oh, okay.
So I'll tell you one with Arizona Entrepreneurs that we're already working is, and it goes back to the elevator.
Fred, we had a conversation. David got here and he's like, so I need to build an elevator. And I'm like, I love building stuff. So like the door thing was something he called me. He was like, hey man, I got to build a door and it's going to spin like this. And he like explained it to me and I like
wrote it on a napkin. That napkin saved that shoot.
So like he walks in today before we start recording and he's like, I got to build an elevator. I need some thoughts. So, okay, it comes back to the elevator.
Yes. So we're selling a package to entrepreneurs, And the package is like a content creation, and inside of that package is actually to be on a show that we're building. So in the front end of things, like in the beginning of things, it's going to seem like you're just getting content for your business. But we're actually building slowly a show where you've seen like School of Hard Knocks, where he goes up to people, hey, can I interview you? You're a business owner, all this stuff. How did you get rich? Or the other one, it's like Diaries of a CEO, where you just sit across from an entrepreneur and they teach.
Yeah.
Ours is you're in an elevator with a really important CEO and you're having conversation. So you got to be quick. You got to be like almost
Like
elevator
pitch show, like
yes.
quite literally.
Yes. And so it's literally in an elevator. And so eventually business owners or entrepreneurs can pay to be on the show.
And then pitch their stuff in the elevator.
Yeah.
I love that. That's going to be super fun.
I'm excited for it. And hopefully this is a start of building the Moneta network, where I own a bunch of shows and almost, I don't know yet, but almost become like a PR agency where, hey, do you want to be featured on this show? It has
this show or that show or this show or that show.
Yeah.
Dude, that's dope. That's some vision and strategic planning for sure.
Thank you. There's one thing is I'm visionary.
Self-proclaimed.
Self-proclaimed, yes.
As all good visionaries are. No, seriously though, like that is rad. I definitely want to help build the elevator too.
Thank you.
I already have ideas on how you can fake different floors and stuff also. Anyways, we'll noodle about that afterward.
I love you, man.
But,
I love you.
Where can everybody find you? Where should they follow you? Where should they go to follow the building of the Moneta Network?
Moneta Network, you can follow at Moneta Design, MonetaDesign. And then if you just want to follow me in general, you can go to Storyteller David on Instagram, and you can. I'll be
Arizona Filmmakers too.
Oh yeah, and Arizona Filmmakers.
Arizona Filmmakers.
Arizona Filmmakers, 2 M's in there. So yeah, look that up.
I didn't know there were 2 M's in there either, but I'm a little dyslexic, so that's not that surprising.
I had to look it up too. Arizona Filmmakers, Moneta Design, Storyteller David N.
Awesome. Well, David, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me for a little bit today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Every time I get to just sit and chat, whether we're talking about building something crazy or storytelling or this, that, or the other thing, it's always a good time. But everybody, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us here today, whether you watched or listened. We appreciate it. Of course, if there's a guest, a topic, an industry, any sort of subject matter that you'd like to see us discuss, please let me know down in the comments below, or shoot me an email at hello@hardcopymedia.com. And of course, we got to keep the algorithm gods happy. So, like, share, subscribe, this is, how the content grows. So, if you did find anything informative or helpful, please consider giving us a subscribe, a like, a share, any of those fun engagement metrics that help keep the almighty algorithm gods happy. But thank you so much for watching and or listening, and we'll see you in the next one.